Hi Aquarius, welcome to your 2019 New Year's spread. It's Raina here, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to go and grab my one of my computers so I can remember what all the positions are for this. But I know how to lay it out, so I'm going to do this. And anyway, this is a spread I got from mywanderingsfool.com that I'm using. And I'll explain everything when I get to it. Ooh, alrighty then. Okay, I'm wondering if I should just grab it right now. Problem. Alrighty then. Because I know some of the positions because I've been doing it, but I don't remember every single one. Okay. So let's bring this up here. And okay. All right, so the first card is the main theme of this new year. The main theme of this new year is represented by the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is a card of planting the seeds of love. And this also can be connected to having a child. So this might be the year that some Aquarians decide to have a child, or that you are, you know, there's like an emotional tone to this. So this could be a new love relationship that is really the real deal. And of course, too, even with business ventures, this could be like you could become a soulpreneur. It's funny that they use that term, but you know, starting a business that is based on some kind of spiritual product or service. And so it's coming from the heart. Departing energies from last year. We have the Page of Pentacles. This is a card that's associated with students. So perhaps you trained for something along these lines and now you're ready to start your own business. I've been getting that about starting businesses for oneself. This can also be perhaps separate from that, where you have gotten some kind of training, or maybe you have started some kind of a writing project, because I realize it's not about tying everything together. Perhaps there are different things that are going on. That might be, it could be that you have begun a relationship with an earth sign or somebody with a strong earth signature. We're talking about Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. But there is there's an intellectual combined with material vibe from last year, or when I'm recording this, it's still 2018, and that could be something that you have either done as a, like for instance, studying something, or perhaps you have, but it's studying something that you want to make into a profession, or it could be that you are writing and making money from it. So the talents that you will be expressing this year, represented by the Seven of Swords. This is a card that I think is, you know, your sword, so it's connected to the air element, and this is about ideas. Now, the number 7 is actually a number of spirituality, and the Seven of Swords can be about solitude. So, I mean, about going on your own, and with the number 7, there could be contemplation and that sort of thing. And so anything that you're writing that you're sharing with people based on wisdom will probably be well received with the Ace of Cups, because there's that desire to begin something new along the lines of spirituality, perhaps, or related fields. And future opportunities. Now, this is where it becomes a stretch, because we're talking about the Three of Swords. I will say one thing about the Three of Swords. And, I will, and also with the Seven of Swords, because both of these cards could be speaking about some kind of personal relationship. So, talking about talents with the Seven of Swords, Aquarius people have the ability to leave a situation emotionally that they are not fond of. You know, that it's kind of a paradox, I think, with Aquarius, because you're a fixed sign. And you do tend to, I think, you know, my observation is that you tend to be somebody who loves a certain routine, and you get plugged into that. And even, you know, like habitual type of behaviors and desires. And yet, I feel that Aquarius is capable of like just cutting off from somebody, you know, very abruptly, for, you know, if they feel that it's not working out. And if you have a new love coming into your life, and you already have somebody, that may be what is actually going on, that you're very independent. With the Seven of Swords, it could be that you're willing to go part ways with somebody, and that you are not. And you know, talent is a stretch, but I think that is one of the definite abilities of Aquarius, to be able to leave a situation that they feel is not emotionally comfortable anymore. And with the Three of Swords, supposed to be future opportunities, it's kind of like a similar thing, where it's like cutting something off right away. What do they call it? Like cutting to the quick. I don't think that's but it's like not allowing something to linger. Just like being able to disengage. It's like a clean break, okay? And again, if this is a romantic situation for you, Aquarius, I'm talking about, like, if the Ace of Cups is really talking about that the highlight of 2019 for you is something emotional, then if you're already coupled now, obviously you're going to need to get out of that relationship. And so anyway, upcoming obstacles. The Eight of Swords is a card of feeling trapped, but this is within yourself. You know, what this could be too is, even if you are able to get away from someone, you may still feel guilt about it. It's not that you're heartless, so you may feel like you hurt somebody's feelings. Also, another thing that I want to say is that this might be describing the other person, that the other person will not let you go, or tries to not let you go. And that could be making you feel like you're trapped because of their inability to accept that you have moved on. And by the way, in case somebody thinks that this is terrible, that that I'm suggesting that an Aquarius person is just like, you know, perfectly capable of just moving on and doesn't care about a former relationship. It's not like that. It's just that sometimes these things do happen, whether or not you have planned it in advance. And you might really feel like somebody else is more compatible with you, and that you have to go, you know, leave a relationship. And then the next position is how to deal with upcoming obstacles, the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card of financial affluence. This can be family money. In some cases, this can be a situation where you are feeling the sense of that you're going to, I don't want to say pay somebody off, but it's almost like that. Like if you're with somebody, it's just like giving them enough money so that they can feel like they're not getting ripped off. If let's say you're married to somebody that you need to separate from, that you at least compensate them generously on a financial level so that they can feel that they can be independent financially and things like that. The other thing too, because this isn't necessarily a, when I talk about the Ace of Cups, it may have something to do with your own business. In that case, you may even get help from your family if you're starting your own business. But what I see with that scenario is that the Seven of Swords could be pointing to perhaps you moonlighting, and then you're like you're kind of doing something behind the scenes, and you may not be ready to let go of your day job because you're still getting something off the ground, but you're kind of being a little bit secretive perhaps about what you're up to, and at the same time you may enlist your family or somebody else to give you a loan or help out if you need somebody to work with you and you don't trust anybody else, or you don't have anybody else in mind. So that could be a connection with family in some way. Now, the card I got for how to achieve your goals and dream, but I would also say the outcome too, is the Six of Cups. Because I'm wondering if the Ace of Cups is pointing to perhaps a relationship with somebody who is like your soulmate. And in that particular case, the Six of Cups is a card about the past. And even when it comes to professions, a lot of times I feel that when people are kind of scratching their heads and saying, I wish I knew what my dream job was, but I don't know what I want to do, I would say, think back to when you were a child and the things that you were doing spontaneously that nobody was forcing you to do. So when you had free time, what were you doing? Some people were drawing, some people were writing, some people may have been pretending to play doctor. I mean, I don't mean it like that, but or nurse or something, and it kind of gives a hint as to what they were interested in, and maybe they got sidetracked. And usually, the medical profession, that's not going to be the case, because that's something that is considered mainstream. It's usually going to be the people who are more creative who get distracted into a more quote-unquote practical type of profession. And the Ace of Cups, again, can be new beginnings with something that has to do with healing, the healing arts, or even creativity. So whether you want to have a child or whether you want to give birth to a creative project. By the way, maybe you pretended to you played house and you were tending to a baby because that's something that you've wanted to do. The Six of Cups is connected to children. So this could have a strong vibe for an Aquarius starting a family, an Aquarian starting a family. But in terms of other aspects of it, it could simply be that you've met somebody that you feel is your soulmate, or maybe this is somebody from your past, because the Six of Cups can be that as well. And by the way, I'm not suggesting that this is somebody that just pops into your life in 2019, although that is possible. This could be, with the Page of Pentacles in the past position, this could be like a message that you received from somebody, maybe during the Venus retrograde, from October until November. Somebody that came back into your life that you hadn't heard from for many years. But also, since the Six of Cups connects with Cancer, maybe this will be timing of it as well, of any of this stuff. Conceiving a child during the solar eclipse in Cancer, that's in July. I don't know. But I want to cover all the bases since this is a general reading after all. Okay, Aquarius, this is what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, please click the link below. Have a wonderful new year. Take care. Bye.